Okay. Still not sure what to do with this. I'm gonna do Viper and then Pictomancer. I'm already level 90 on both of them. I want to see. I really don't like this configuration, but this is like the only way I can actually deal with it. You know what? I completely forgot about one thing. What was my... I still don't know the best way to do this either. No, maybe I should put this all here. It feels weird that all my knockback immunity should be on the same spot, or the fact that it isn't right now. Okay, Blue Maid just doesn't have it. Okay. Keshqua wonders if you have what it takes to master the arts of the Viper. You look the part, but do you feel anything unusual, anything from the soul crystal? I knew it. Sounds like you got what it takes to be a Viper, but the only way to know for sure is to put them a new skill to the test. For that, we need prey. From what I hear, you adventurers have got your own guild, so I'm guessing the folks there knows the best option for hunting. So if you're after deadly predators, try spineless space, and lately there's been sightings of heretofore unknown species. Those that slaughter anything that moves, including travelers. What's worse, they work in packs. even the adventurers hired to call them ended up meeting the sticky end. Got a lead already? Maybe there's something to this whole asking around thing after all. Critter's not from around these parts, you say. Either they got chased out of their usual habitat or they were brung here. Either way, that's bad news for folks unfortunate enough to cross paths with them. The hunting of Tyrol withdrawal is the Viper's most important duty, but that doesn't mean we turn a blind eye to lesser threats. Next stop, Spineless Basin. I don't know what that man was about. Who wants to go looking for monsters anyway? These here adventurers ran into a whole gaggle of fiends after they got pretty roughed up, but I saw their ruins already, don't you worry. Before we go and say hello to the troublemakers, I reckon I ought to teach you about the Viper's dual blades. Our techniques were created for the sole purpose of killing Tyrol withdrawal. Most of them were meaner varieties of things you might encounter in the wild, often with special powers to boot. To stand a chance against these powerful creatures, our ancestors looked to Viper inspiration, always twisting and turning to find the perfect angle to attack from to take down bigger prey. Two blades for the twin fangs of a Viper to wield in tandem and strike with precision. They can also be combined into a single weapon that weaves and sways like body of a snake. By switching between these stances, the Viper has the capacity to adapt to any situation. Now, prey, for after today, ain't nowhere near as fearsome as Tyrol withdrawal, and they'll give you a chance to test out your new skill. Let me know when you're ready. Beasts we're chasing supposedly work in packs. My gut tells me there's a whole bunch of them over by the big old tree. Perfect time, nighttime. If there's any meaner beasties, they must be biding time, but I see here is fodder. Though for practicing your new skills, they'll do fine. Stay out of your way and give you a few pointers. Let me know when you're ready. That's a long wait for me to say that. Two stances, Dual Fang and Viper. Means wielding your two blades separately. Start by using either Steel Fang or Dreaded Fang, then press and attack. Oops. To finish a sequence, switch back to Viper and hit them with Death Rattle. Well, automatically change to the next action in the combo. By performing a second and third attack in the combo, you'll gain access to the Viper stance action, Death Rattle. The Serpent Tail, if you have Serpent's Tail assigned to the hotbar, the icon will automatically change to Death Rattle when it becomes available. Time to practice your dual fang technique. Start with an opener, open up, follow up with a second. Then pick one of the 4 finishers. Flank, Sting Strike, Flank, Bang, Fang, and Hind Steel Strike or... As you can tell the names, each finisher works best from certain positions, but don't worry about that for now. And then using a second attack with a highlighted icon will give you access to one of the enhanced combo enders. Wait, using a second attack from a... Oh, okay. No, try performing. Okay, I remember this. Flank, Sting Strike. I gotta hang up the dual fang stance. I mean, I know that it's possible, I just don't know how I got there. The roar just now, almost like it was telling them to clear out. I reckon that there's old bastard waiting for the wings, and now it sent us tougher opposition. I got the thing for dealing with who Moxes like them. I'll tell you all about them when you're ready. For Viper stance, where you can combine your 2 blades into one of the to deliver powerful strikes, perfect for tougher opponents. With a Dead Wanderer, the transition to either Twin Fang Bite or Twin Blood Bite from Dual Fang stance. Either of these secondary attacks allows the use of Dual Fang stance weapon skill. Oh, I remember now. Okay. I fucked up there, but whatever. Boss must be pissed that its minions keeps getting beat. There it is. A peg or 3. Just remember that you're dealing with here. Ain't no pushover like the rest. Still, you got all the tools you need at your disposal. Show it what a Viper can do. Not bad at all. Those are just the basics, but execution was mighty impressive. Since you've proven you won't be a liability, let me tell you about the Tyrol, the draw that we're up against. Oh, I was like, what the hell am I looking at? We call it Iksok Mahun? It's an offshoot of the Brax, a deadly jungle predator, and after a series of mutation, this one's grown huge wings. Worse yet, it's smart as a whip and as mean streak a mom wide. After learning of the beast, me and my most promising students set off to slay it. Facing it head on seemed like a suicide, so we ate an ambush. Almost worked too. We thought we had subdued and made our approach to deliver the killing blow, but we underestimated the fiend's cunning nature. When we got close, it lashed out, lightning quick before taking to the skies. I cradled my brothers in arms as he breathed his last. Revenge is all I've been thinking about ever since. I traveled the length of breadth of Tyrol looking for the beast, and nothing to show for it but a half-dozen pair of ruined boots. With each passing day, I grew more and more desperate. It was until I met some folks who crossed the salt onto trade ship from Uda. They claimed they'd seen a huge winged creature flying eastwards over the ocean. Knowing how clever Iksong Mahun, I'm reckoned I'd gone in search of new hunting grounds, somewhere without an established threat like us Vipers, so I brought a passage on a ship, and here I am. Okay, I'm gonna use Google Translate to figure out how to pronounce this thing. XSAQ God, there's like no other, not even auto detect is gonna work. Little did I know, Eorzea would be damn near as big as Tyrol. I'm a fish out of the water and I'm not afraid to admit it, or I'm gonna need all the help I can get. That's where you come in. With you on my side, I might just stand a chance to avenge the fallen comrade. What do you say? Thanks, that means a lot. Let's go back to Ul'dah and see if we can find some clues to Ixman's whereabouts. Something looks odd. Why did it look so low quality earlier? You saw the Weavers Guild. Chatting up folks ain't my strong suit. If you're happy to take the lead, I'm happy to follow, at least for now. Think you could ask the locals if they spotted any strange creatures flying around. As for me, I'll study your techniques, see if I can brush up my social grace and whatnot. Okay. A flying beast. Why, yes, of late we had a sighting of such creature, and more each day. We're looking into it ourselves, but there's no reports attacks, nor can I provide more detailed description. As such, I cannot say if it's the same one you're after. When I was on the ship here, I heard about this hunt your local company seems to be running. And a system like that back in Tyrol too, mainly for dealing with the Tyrol Vindral. Naturally, the bulk of the work has handled by Vipers, but ever since the Dawn Servant came to power, the scope's been expanded to cover a wider range of threats. These days, pretty much anyone can take on the job, but there's no shortage of them all over. If you're ever in Tyrol, maybe you ought to give it a try. It's not that I'm averse to chewing the fat in folks, but being useful information out of somebody makes it feel like drawing blood from a stone. Half the battle is choosing the right person to ask, I reckon. I'll watch how you pick them. For sure. A whole lot of people here. We got cities of our own back in Tyrol, and this is something else. You know, to become a Viper, traditionally, you got to live in this remote village in the mountains, where you learn all kinds of habits of various beasts. Ain't much else to do out there, so anytime you get yourself into you're expected to spend honing your skills. Once training's done, you're free to roam where you please. There aren't many Tyrol Vindal that you're need hunting, but they can spring up pretty much anywhere in Tyrol, so many say it's good to keep on the move. Me, though, I chose to stick around even if I finish my training. Give me a chance to work at my swordsmanship, and instead of going out looking for word, folks came straight to us asking for help. That's how I got complacent and fell into the habit of letting my elders and students do all the talking and negotiating with outsiders. Even my passage here was arranged by an acquaintance. It's not that I'm averse to chewing the... Oh. Never mind. What, a winged creature? Oh, well, I've only heard rumors. They say that it's a dozen faces, ringed in red, wretched tentacles, and shooting beams of light from its eyes. Of course, it's too common for those with more money to sense a bizarre species from distant land and trouble with rumors in that they ever grow from fanciful and each retelling. Well, damned if I know how you did it. But you and your silver tongue got useful information out of folks. Even if none that amounted to a solid lead, the knowledge that XIV Shimahun has kicked up a proper fuss. Yeah. What is this in Japanese? Just what the? Damn it. Okay, never mind. It's not available yet. Even if none of it's amounted to a solid lead, the knowledge of it hasn't kicked up a proper fuss as to clue in itself, and I reckon that it's taking time to get the lie of the land, having only just arrived here. Alright, now I just seen the master at work. I'm gonna try my hand at talking to the locals. I don't agree more. Besides, I face meaner foes than a few tight-lipped city folks, and if I make a fool of myself, so what? I'll ask someone else. It just so happens I brought me a whole bunch of herbs and knickknacks from back home that I can sell to keep myself fed. It might take a while from find any solid leads, but at least I can get by for the time being. So there are the ones who slew my pet. Wait. Those are the ones who slew my pets. Interlopers of the hunt of my next daring prize. Little J know its lost interest in Thanalan. Just keep well, Fickle's natures may yet bring us greater delights. I'll be doing my damnedest to get more information. Might take a while though. Come see me later. I'll see you right away. Having conquered his fears of questioning the locals, is ready to do something else. After a lot of asking around, I dug up a few new leads on XIV or whatever. I'm just gonna call it XIV. I can't pronounce that. Or at least I think I did. Wasn't easy though. At first, the only stories of interest were about Gradanian poachers leading in so-called exotic meats, juveniles. In other words, too young and too dead to be what we're after. That detour notwithstanding, there were a few other tidbits that might be useful. I got my own thoughts on the matter, but I want to hear yours too. That alright? Much obliged. So I hear an adventurer came across a whole bunch of striking beautiful red feathers just outside of town. They ended up giving them to some kids who've been playing with them ever since. More to the point, there was a talk of a huge beast with glowing blue eyes flying off towards the place called the Black Shroud. Red feathers, blue eyes, put the two together and it sounds an awful lot like Suck. Seems like I had enough of Thanalan and picked the shroud of its new stomping ground, but that's where you take it all. I knew you'd agree. For amount of mystery meat, I had a sample just to squeeze information out of the butchers at the market. I'm glad it all paid off. As for the next move, I reckon we ought to take an airship to Gridania. From what I hear, a fellow named Gavin over the Adder's Nest should be able to tell us more. I meet you there. Okay, I'm just gonna fly over there. I mean, I'm just gonna teleport over there. Oh, you fly over there. Got it. How might I help? After Tural withdrawal, I mean, I'm searching for dangerous creatures that came across from another continent. I see it. As it happens, I'm aware of the beast that marches the descriptions of XIV. Our scouts spoke of its blue eyes and red wings. All of its aggressive nature is leading back to attack any who dare approach. So it really is here at the Shroud and up to no good already. There's been no deaths so far, but it's only a matter of time before the merchant adventurers become the first. I believe XIV came here in such of a new territory. Thanalon wasn't much of its liking, and now it's testing out the Shroud. It would appear so. I'll tell the other Adlers that you're pursuing the beasts and led what assistance they can. I assure that all right with you. The more the merrier. Slaying the bastards the matter. I ain't too proud to accept help when it's offered, but so where's where it was last seen? In the South Shroud. Once you get there, head to Quarry Mill, look for Lieutenant Goliath and lead the search. Must be Keshwas and Fiola. The Adler's Nest sent word to expect you both. The innocent stork you provided with viral information. The merchant and her employee spotted the beast on the way back from Uldoa. She's also taking the liberty of assembling a team of experts to assist in tracking the target. At no small expense, I might add, but compared to the losses my business would suffer because the creature to roam free, I am deemed it's worth the investment. As our goal is aligned, perhaps you wish to join my experts in the field. If so, you find them near Roots Lake. I'm sure you'll get along swimmingly. Look, like looks like we're late to the party. Let's go hear what they have to say. Oh. Fresh meat for the hunt, eh? Order came down to let you tag along, but don't get underfoot. We're looking for signs that the creature of our naturalist can predict its movements. We'll lay traps whenever expected to appear. got themselves a proper plan, don't they? Seeing that they're being so accommodating, we might as well join in the research. Dung. The lingering warmth indicated was recently disposed. Creatures bear the mark of enormous claws of hindquarters, suggesting they were struck down as they attempted to flee. Found me a few signs of activity. How about you? What the fuck? Something's wrong with, like... Corpse of grazing animals gouged by monster claws. Same here. The size and depth of wounds are inconsistent to how XIV hunts. Just like that in Terral, it's killing not just to eat, but also mark its territory to show anyone and everyone who's boss. There you are. Managed to sniff anything out? Aside from a couple of dung hills, we got some dead wildlife. Most likely to work with XIV. I reckon it's close, somewhere north of the swamp. Came to the same conclusion. Its predator makes no attempt to cover its track. Clearly it has survived so long, a virtue of its immense proportion and in spite of its diminished intelligence. Man, this is bothering me. Got it all wrong. I left those tracks on purpose to see how we'd react. Are you saying the beast is testing us? That's absurd. The level of foresight and cunning required to even attempt to do so is beyond these lesser beings. As long as its corpse is left behind, those animals must not have been a taste. I suggest using a fresh cup of prime livestock as bait. The bloodier the better. Once the creature has been enticed, surrounding and subduing it is but a formality. But XIV is way too clever to fall for that. You're gonna need every trick in the book and then some. I've considered every eventuality, and even if there was merit to your advice, I will not let it be said that our success was a product of anyone's genius but mine and mine alone. What difference does it make who came up with what? The monetary difference, innocent storks offer better rewards based on the performance. Don't even think about trying to steal all our thunder. We're the ones who'll bring her XIV, whatever its name is, not you. Listen, we're trained to fight large predators like these. If you got any sense, you'll let us take the lead. For lives in the hands of a completely stranger? I think not. There's no place of our strategy for you, so stand aside while I'll await further instructions. Have it your way. If you're half the hunters you think you are, XIV as good as dead, right? Let's leave him to it. Nothing ever came from working with people you can't trust. Even I know that. Then it's decided you two will wait to the southern end of the lower pass. Be ready to give chase in case of beast escapes us. Not that it will. I swear to God, something... This stuff is kind of bothering me. Awful quiet, don't you think? You hear that? See, the one of the hunting party came from the north. Let's move. I know it hurts, but please tell us what happened. It was watching us. The fresh lamp should draw the target out of hiding. Though I lace it with the toxin I brought, the success is practically guaranteed. What the fuck is this? Toxin, we're explicitly told not to kill the beast, in case you've forgotten. Of course not, it can be used as a sedative, highly potent but only lethal if applied in excess. The stomach for it, I'll do it myself. Naturally, my personal contribution will be detailed in the final report to ensure credit is given where due. How are you playing at? Catches win, the plan's ruined. We go after them? No, I'll only make it'll only make things worse. If that bookworm wants to stick his net out for a few gil more, I'll say let him. What the hell is this? There it is. Accept the bait. Now's our chance. They were screaming and ran, but I could still hear. What is going on with the lighting? What happened here? The hunters became the hunted. You see that their remains are recovered and necessary rites performed. Perhaps you'd be so kind to return to Quarry Mill and share these unfortunate tidings with innocent Stork. And to take casualties, but it was a massacre. It's grown bolder. Before it only hunted animals, lone travelers preyed you could handle with ease. Its past brushes with death taught to be cautious. That's probably why it fled to Raw in the first place too, but it just outwitted a group of armored hunters. Instead of running away from trouble, the beast went looking for it. It was a sport, a game. It was having fun. Now it's had a taste. It's only gonna want more. Judgment invited this tragedy. I must make my amends. Please allow me to assist you in pursuing the creature. Even without a team of experts at my disposal, I believe my network of contacts will prove useful in gathering vital information. Out of it and leave the hunters to us. We'd be grateful for information, but we'll take care of the rest. Understood. Place my faith in your abilities as vipers. Turn up any leads. Be sure to let us know. Be best to return to Ador's Nest and deliver my reports. It's impressive we went from the populace of the threat posed by XIV. Might I ask that you use Quarry Mill as your temporary base of operations? Knowing where you find will make it easier to coordinate our efforts. Suits me fine. Besides, I got plenty to do here, like learn about its neck of the woods and critters and whatnot. But while I have you, there's one thing I want to ask. How did twin antlers get their name? What does that have to do with XIV? Nothing really. Just us vipers based our fighting arts on snakes, so there's near and dear to our hearts. Might even say we even got reverence for them. That's so I suppose we all feel kinships towards snakes. The name twin adders came from a pair of white snakes on the Gordanian standard, though the imaginary predates the state's founding. There's more I can tell you, though I fear other matters must take precedence. What a history. As long as that, we'd be here talking till Taka's come home. I hope to hear more about it, but I understand I'll have to wait. We get to learning what I can about XIV. While I see to that, maybe you ought to squeeze in some more training. And trainings I've already done. Have grave tidings to share. I had bad feelings when I woke up this morning. Sure enough, XIV has struck again. Goliath, an innocent stork, was trying to narrow down where I'll appear next based on the reports. But so far, you've come up empty. Your Goliath has over fall ground float and talking to witnesses. Let's go see what he's learned. Thank you for coming. I expected Keshwa to share some details, but it's even worse than we thought. Ixok has grown increasingly bold with deadly consequences. For a blessing, the people here remain calm, though we must act quickly to avoid widespread panic. The Adlers have called upon anyone with information to share and asked that they've gathered here. As we requested that the details be reported, no matter how small we find ourselves somewhere inundated. I'm certain we'll, however, though, that among the accounts are clues vital to locating our quarry. All we gotta do is ask folks around here what they're seeing, right? It would be most helpful. Perhaps you could start near the 8th rate. Ask Fiola. Well, Fiola asks those over by the bobbing cork. While passing through, I heard some theme was on a rampage over in the East Shroud. I didn't think much of it at first, but when I saw the people coming from that direction and looks on their faces, I did stay put. Good thing I did too. I might have died. Flying over the central shroud, and each flap of its massive wings came a powerful mine, bearing with scented blood. Got it. I was passing through the North Shroud when I saw a frightful creature with immense red wings. It was a little too far away to see clearly, but it seemed to be battling groups of smaller beasts when it promptly slaughtered before flying away. Everyone's got a story to share, but nothing seems to the point to where Ixok might strike next. You do any better? East and the folks I asked said it was in the south. I tell you, it must be trying to be the whole damn forest its territory. One of the guys I talked to was in the East Shroud. Your witness heard the beast was on the rampage, but mine said he never saw Ixok, even though they should have been there at the same time. That was worth looking into, don't you think? It's our only lead. I'm not saying that it's the answer, but you never know where a trail take you till you follow it. Chat up a fella again, I'll take you up to him. As I said before, I was traversing the East Shroud on an errand when I heard what sounded like a flapping of enormous wings. The moment I saw a wounded animal charging through the bush, I was then recalled the rumors of a monstrosity on the loose, realized I was in danger and ran. So the critter was on a hunt, but still it can escape, but the only way it could have gotten away from it was if the bastard chose to let it go. Our friend here was close enough to hear its wings flapping, yet lived to tell the tale. The adventurers traveling alone would have been easy picking, so why'd Ixok spare him? Something that no one had done before. He was carrying something that no one. All I had on me were some bottled potions and aethers, but there was one other thing. I carried a potpourri filled with Garabania and wild grass, and Alamegan custom, and in case you're unaware. It's gotta be it. Goliath, want to hear about this? Oh, Goliath wants to hear. I might want to hear about this. It's not a question. Wait here a little moment. Cash was asked me to develop a theory of his. I shan't be long. It's exactly as you surmised. Most of those who've seen XIV has lived to tell the tale of Alan Megan's adventures. I knew it's gotta be that fragrance. A lot of animals have a powerful sense of smell, and XIV has no exceptions. That makes it much more like a sensitive odor that doesn't care for. That the beast can't stand wild grass of those potpourris. It's a potent fragrance, a lot like other kinds of grass we got back in Tyrol. Come to think of it, XIV never went near anywhere that grass was growing. So one man's meat is another poison. Perhaps the same can be said for aromas. And now that we know XIV can't stomach, we can use this information to drive it where we want it. And it would behoove me to share our discovery with innocent Stork. Given the information that contacts at her disposal, I dare say she must find a way to utilize the fragrance of its maximum potential. Dare say you're right. In the meantime, you head over to Garabania and pick us some wild grass. Yes, by all means, we must do everything in our powers to avert further tragedy. Many adventurers gathered here are so terrified of encountering XIV that they consider abandoning the professions entirely. Several are yet fledgling. If they had to contend with a foe far beyond their reckoning, they die before gaining enough experience to even be considering adventures. The thought of their bright futures being snatched away like that is almost more than I can bear. This is the reason why I joined the Twin Adlers. To prevent such senseless deaths. Therefore, I humbly request your cooperation in slaying the dread XIV. No need. I have very intentions of putting the bastards in the dirt. To the matter of hand then, a few moments ago one of the adventurers mentioned that the wild grass we seek grows abundantly at Pike's Fall. Once you collect enough, let us rendezvous at Quarry Mill. I must warn you though that the Garabania is home to some particularly vicious wildlife. Be on your guard. How to do it, which is I love to stick around and study the wildlife. We better get back to Quarry Mill. Yeah, that's a lot of traveling. Done well to gather such wild grass. As promised, I call upon innocent stork to advise us on our next step. Placed in order to alchemist acquaintance of custom-made diffusers pouches, and we may employ to spread the aroma all over the wide area while prolonging its potency. Pursue these pouches to twin adders in its task with driving the beast into the isolated location of our choosing. Away from civilians, an ideal spot for the final showdown. That's good thinking. Once the pouches have been produced, the beast is as good as ours. If I may, there's a further request I wish to make. Rather than slaying XIV outright, would you instead be required to capture it alive? Such to understand this behavior, such knowledge would provide invaluable should predators of similar nature trouble us in the future. That's we can't afford to take, man. Those hunters of yours tried baiting it with a carcass laced with sedatives, but XIV saw right through their plan. It's diminished a degree of cunning of rival of any man. Even if we did capture it, the only matter of time before it escapes and kills again. There's only one way you can deal with monstrosity like that. You slay it the first chance you get. No half measures, no hesitation. We are left with no other choice. Pray forgive me for such an ill-considered suggestion. I shall abandon all thoughts of capturing the beast and instead turn my attention to the procurement of the diffuser's pouch. Hear from me soon. I don't know what we're up against. Why even ask? I ain't the type to guess the folks' motivation. Perhaps she'll do all of us a favor and put her cards on the table. The rich and powerful are rarely so obliging. You got that right, but since the salt of the earth are speaking our minds, there's a fear in you, but of what I can tell, gauge your thought. Never know, I might be able to help. Well, the talking with those adventurers, I can't help but to feel the scares of XIV, that's all. Anyways, I should return to Gridania to make my report. Folks are always saying one thing but meaning another. Just when I started to believe I've gotten the hang of polite conversation. No forcing the issue, I know. If Goliath has something to say, he'll say it when he's good and ready. So now we gotta wait on those pouches, and who knows how long that's gonna be. I'll keep an eye on things here, so I recommend you getting ready to face XIV. Goliath sends word of the diffuser pouches are ready. He's heading over to now. Once he arrives, we can finally put his plans into action. Pouches here have been distributed among the twin adders, along with the instructions on correct handling. You see that according to the alchemist who made them, the aroma of the wild grass dulls the senses. For the average person, this would do little more than soothe the nerves, but a creature with the heightened sense of smell, the effect will be far more pronounced. As for where we entrap XIV, Innocent Stork has proposed the location of the Dravanian hinterlands that she believes is ideal. The surrounding area is largely uninhabited. In Eldshire, the only settlement nearby is relatively simple to defend. We have already consulted the Ishgardians, and they give us their blessings to proceed. That's all well and good, but by the looks of your face, you're not. I ain't gonna press, but I will suggest you once you get to Dravania, you best hang back and leave the fighting to us. You know full well I'm keeping things from you, yet you show concern for my well-being. Why? Just my way, I suppose. Or the way I was trained as a Viper. It's our job to keep folks safe from creatures that can go against the natural order. It doesn't matter who you are or whose side you're on. Politics, feuds, all that drama ain't none of our concern. I'll admit, got my doubts about you, but you're still someone I need to protect from XIV. Simple as that. There's something you need to know. It's our Western Korthas is. Well, as I thought, you've yet to demand from Quarry Mill what's keeping you. Tenant Goliath, whatever's the matter, you look like someone just walked over your grave. Glad to find the two of you in better spirits, though. Seeing our friend is somewhat under the weather, perhaps it's best that he stays behind with me in Eldshire. No objections here, but Goliath and I were having a heart-to-heart, if you don't mind. I do. I have a schedule to keep, and I must insist our dear Vipers get underway. While you are en route to the Dravinian hinterlands, I would be happy to lend an ear to Goliath in his troubles. You needn't worry yourselves, it's no import. I wish you both good hunting. Talk about shit timing. For better or for worse, we'll find out what he was holding back soon enough. Anyways, to Rolv and draw to slay. And I don't know where this is actually going. No signs of XIV. Give us time to pick a good spot for an ambush. Let me know when you find. Or what you find. It does not offer enough space to fight for free. Of course not. The cramped conditions only offer a limited field of vision, and combat with... Even I can tell that just by looking. View is obstructed by the wall. You should be able to remain concealed easily. You have surveyed a number of locations. Found something you ain't gonna believe. You smell that? It's gotta be the innocent stork's diffuser pouches. Someone's must have been hidden it nearby. The bag of wildgrass stinking up the place. There's no way XIV was ever gonna show. Goliath and innocent sent up some wild alpaca chase, so where's our Tyrol Vindral if it ain't here? Western Islands. So that's what Goliath was trying to tell us, at least until he was cut off. The clue will lead us to innocent Stork. She'll probably still plotting to capture her alive, that stubborn fool. Damn, that is pretty far from here. No signs of our trickster of XIV. Better keep searching. There they are. Well, isn't it the esteemed Viper who, with all supposed to skilled intellect, asserted that the capturing the great XIV was nigh impossible, or perhaps they were simply afraid? You can see a proof equal to the task. All it took was a little ingenuity. Hey, Vile, what's going on? I understand XIV's cunning and cruelty better than anyone. There's no way you got into the cage without. Where is your bodyguard? I'm good. How about you? You observe, you yourself observe how attempting to lure XIV with obvious bait ended in failure, but the... Oh, nice. But a beast is still a beast. A predator is still compelled to hunt. Casualties are inevitable and prudent strategies must account for them. An exceptional one, however, would leverage this element to its advantage, as mine did. Damn, this person used his own bodyguard as bait to put sedatives in his pocket and face XIV alone. It was over before it began, his screams still ringing in my ears. Damn, this person's fucked up. You fed XIV the sedatives and your bodyguard along with them? You're telling me he's willing to offer himself up? Enthusiastically even, all to ensure his plague-stricken family received treatment, the duration of which would be determined by his performance. He all but leapt into the beast's maw. As I am sure Goliath would agree, there's no point to what we can accomplish when given the appropriate incentive. I'm actually curious on why. Oh please, anyone's getting what they wanted, so let's not quibble over the details. As gestures of goodwill, I'll even answer your questions, rudely asked though it was. Yeah, but I don't think we can use them as bait. Like a sacrificial bait too. Like with 100% guarantee that they're gonna die. Everyone has their own unique proclivities, and I am no exceptions. I have awoken to the thrill of becoming rare and ferocious beasts under my power. But that only whets my appetite of true pleasure when I unleash my pets upon the worthy opponents to enact scenes of glorious carnage. My share of monsters, but none of them compared to you. A monster and a fool, and that's the there's a Tyrol Vitral. The moment you open that cage, it's gonna rip you to shreds. Indeed it would, if I were so inclined. But if it is as intelligent and bloodthirsty as you say, it will soon learn that I can provide a constant supply of worthy prey. In return, it will accept me as its master. Swake? So tired of this place. One of my lesser pets would be more adequate to dispose of you. After all, I'm loath to release XIV while it remains subdued, and though I may not be watching, do try to put on a good show regardless. Dang. No, she's not me. She's my adventuring partner. She's like my friend in the game. This is the new job in the game. It's called the Viper. It's a dual sword wielding. It's like Darth Maul. Thanks, I owe you, gods damn it. I can't believe anyone would be stupid enough to take the taming Tyrol Vendral. Never mind XIV itself. Oh yeah, I'm going to be playing that next. I'll be playing that story next. Like right after this one. Thanks, I owe you. Oh wait, I already said that. But what really sticks in my claw is the Goliath has been dancing to innocent Stork's tune, and there I was thinking he needed our help. He seems afraid of her, like before. And the graphics update. Although there's problems with the graphics update right now, though, sometimes it's like inconsistent. You're right, there's more to this than meets the eye. Anyways, no point freezing our asses off here. Let's get back to Quarry Mill to think things over. One thing I know for certain is XIV. How do you pronounce this file? XIV Schmahun? Smajun? Ain't gonna play the obedient pet along. Innocent Stork's gonna find out the hard way. But I reckon that'll be after she gets an urge to indulge her twisted appetites. I'll do what I can do to suss out where she got to before then. And then there's Goliath. The twin adders needs to know what he's been up to and that he's still alive for now at least. You best get back to your training for now. Caged or not, XIV Mahoon out there, and our job ain't done till he's dead. And this is the final part of this quest. This is tense as a coiled viper. Since the last time we spoke, which is like 5 seconds ago, the Twin Adders has been looking for Goliath, but they ain't found a hide nor hair of him. Meanwhile, there've been plenty of XIV sightings. Seems innocent Stork's eager to put her new pets to work. I expect why Goliath's commanding officers asked for help. Let's head to Adder's Nest and hear what he has to say. It's good to finally meet you both. Goliath spoke highly of you and your contributions to our hunt for XIV. Speaking of which, you got us information for us, right? We received multiple eyewitness reports of creatures surpassing even the most elite marks. It dispatches its victims swiftly before flying away. At innocent Stork's direction, I wager she'll be setting XIV loose to kill her own amusement. Those slain were mostly roaming adventurers, but circumstances for each attack suggest an escalation. The beast is striking in broad daylight and closer, more populated settlements. The risk of massacre grows greater by the day. There are other matters I wish to discuss, which may shed some light to the situation. We may receive a letter from Goliath. Though details are sparse, he wishes to resign from the Twin Adders. The letter also includes a message of you two. Do you recall our discussions in Southern Thanalan? Though my aspirations were beyond me, I pray that you succeed by fulfilling your own. I remember Goliath. You wanted to prevent those with bright futures from dying before their time. That's why you joined the Twin Adders. We had that talk in the Shroud, not Thanalan. He mentioned our aspirations, which is to protect people from rampaging beasts. Don't you see? He's telling us that XIV is going to appear in Southern Thanalan. Oh. What the fuck? I did not realize that. A hidden message. That'd be yet not particularly a whole hidden one. If innocent Storks read this, she would surely divine his intent. Because I completely forgot when that happened. Or where it happened. Or I guess it's when and where it happened. I can only surmise that she knew and allowed the letter to be sent regardless. What better way to lure you into confrontation with XIV than by taking advantage of Goliath's sincere plea for help? Trap or not, confrontation suits me fine. It's a show she wants, then we're happy to oblige. As for where, the doubtless wishes to avoid contact the attention of the immortal flames in Amalja. The Sagoli Desert, not like as not, I will send word to Oldal for the time. Meantime, I wish you every success. This is one part. You see this flickering? That's one thing that's causing issues with me with this game. Just like new graphics update. There's flickering here too, on the right. Their carcass. This was Ixok's work. Didn't expect the trail to be this easy to pick up. Perhaps I should have. All that's left now is to walk straight into the trap. No viper's worth their salt ever shield away from danger, am I right? Such grace, such power. Magnificence itself, given form, worthy of all. At last, these mediocre distractions are poor canvases of your art. It's over, innocent stork. On the contrary, the main attraction is just beginning. Elias, what have you done to him? After this childish trick of the coded letter, I decided to let Ixok punish him, an appetizer, if you will. All the money and privilege in the world, and this is how you choose to use it, killing for the sake of killing. It's no better at Tyrol Vindral. The monster will deserve to die. A flattering comparison, though it seems to be forgetting the literal monster that stands before you. I brought a fresh prey. That's some high quality beast. I haven't forgotten about you. A coward through and through. I knew, but when I thought about some pride, guess I was wrong. It's time Ixok is ours. I can't imagine that being a good stance for fighting. Okay, so this might actually want to be here. move. That's it. Makes a huge mistake. Is that all you're capable of? Are you not satisfied with the prey I've provided? You've all that you wanted and more, but only if you obey. Kill them now, I demand it. You're like gonna piss him off. I know, I reckon innocent stork is the reason why. I can spell the wild grass on her, the potent mixture once we doled out before, just to keep at arm's length. But even that's too much for Vindral senses. That's why it's addled and can't think straight. Even though she's made a fool's bet. Is only tolerant innocent storks and their shenanigans to state its own bloodlust. Two apex predators can't make nice forever. You stubborn worm. What is up with the shading? I can concentrate on the fight. Alright, let's get everything you've got. Oh damn, that was fast. That packed a punch. My 2-minute window. That wasn't so bad. Made it sound like it was a heart monster. Oh, restless beast, may you find in death as a serpent shed its skin, requencing its husk, and you may rise again to greet a new dawn. Innocent stork generally believed that she could bend such creature to her will, that arrogance cost her life. She never understood what she was dealing with or afforded proper respect. She took her superior for granted, and the power she wielded to flaunt the laws of men was powerless against the natural order. Elias, I thanks you for everything. It was a damn sight harder than I reckoned it be, but I finally avenged my brother in arms and fulfilled my duty. And once again, hold my head high. Might be dead, but we still got a loose end to tie up. You haven't told us why you led us on the merry chase of innocent stork. May as well come clean now. Well, when I was a young child, my merchant parents were slain by wild creatures on their travels. I meant what I said at Fall Guards when I told you. I swore to save others from a similar fate. That's why I joined the Twin Adler. Commendable motivation. And then I met Innocent Stork, who explained with great enthusiasm that she shared my desire to protect others by bringing these beasts to heal. I thought that I found a kindred spirit. But later I realized she fed me nothing but lies. She used me to obtain information collected by the Twin Adders for all the sake of identifying potential additions to her menagerie. I disclosed all manners of sensitive intelligence to her, believing it was in furtherance of her efforts to save lives. By the time I learned of her true intentions, it was too late. I confronted her and told her that I was going to inform my superior. She smiled and laughed and said that she would unleash her fiends upon Gridania if I spoke a word, and some of her finest reserves specifically for my family. Guessing it was Innocent Stork's idea to have you join the investigation into XIV. It was. There's no excuse for what I did. Allowing myself to become her pawn has led so much needless suffering. Nothing I can say or do ever came to earn your forgiveness. Whatever punishes await me, I shall accept it gladly. What do you think? If you'd only done me wrong, I'll be willing to look at the other way, but this deception caused all kinds of trouble to the Twin Adders. There's the ones who needs to stand in judgment. Quite right, I shall request my superior meets us at Quarry Mill, where I shall give a full account. It's settled then. Meet us there when you're ready. Oh, Odin. As soldier of the Twin Adders, your actions are inexcusable. Once I have made my reports, expulsion will be the least of your worries. There will likely be a trial. Where I come from, we don't take kindly to liars neither. Our word is our bond, and a violation to the trust demands punishment. I will say this, the lies he told were to protect the people of Britannia. Not only that, the actions he took to contribute directly to defeat and death of XIV. I won't say the end justifies the means, but it's not nothing. Duly noted, though I trust you understand that this consideration may not change the outcome. Yes, sir. Ain't my place to tell you folks how to handle your business. I'm just a simple man who crossed the salt to kill the draw. But if Goliath isn't stuck in a cell for the isn't struck in a cell for the foreseeable future, I got something else he can help me with. You see, now that my business here is concluded, it's high time I made my way home. Trouble is, passage back is more than I can presently afford. I'm gonna need to put in some work. I reckon Goliath could help me find clients in need of a Viper's skills. For a simple man who knows better than to tell us how to handle our business, he struck upon an intriguing solution. I have spent a fair bit of time of a company of a silver-tongued someone. Oh shit, Goliath is going to become a Viper. Your conduct cannot easily be forgiven. Even so, it must be acknowledged that you played the vital role in slaying of XIV. Swear to never again stray from the path of righteousness, and no charges will be brought against you. Moreover, I'll accept your voluntary resignation as you did previously request. With this arrangement, you may yet pursue your dreams to defending the innocents from nature's most deadly threats in capacity of Keshqua's assistance. What do you say? I shall do as you ask. You have my word, though I will bear the shame of my misdeeds as long as I live. I shall endeavor to redeem myself through service to the people. You can start by finding me some beasties to slay. Seems like I'll be sticking around there for a little longer. In the meantime, you're sure to find clients of your own. I reckon this continent is more than big enough for the both of us. Wherever there are folks in need of a Viper, that's where we'll be. I think I got a title or something. Yeah. Cool. Now for Pictomancer. Still don't fully understand this job yet. I'll eat some tacos before starting this. You literally embody the soul of the Pictomancer. With a Pictomancer's brush, you may look like a big paintbrush, but in fact, a stylized variety of staff. That said, you're probably wondering why we don't use staves. Simply put, it's much easier to bring your imagination to life through the medium of art. Magic brushes and ink allows the Pictomancers to express abstract thoughts to deliberate matters. As I mentioned, though, it's ultimately your imagination that matters the most. For the matter, with the wisdom of Pictomancers passed up to your disposal, you already possess artistic skills you require. Now, as much as I would love for you to get to painting right away, there is something else we must do first. We must go to Nofska altar and apologize to the hero you mentioned, and by we, I mean me. Off we go. For the love of the elements, no more complaints. Beg your pardon, adventurers. The Mugu here is that, perhaps, indeed, I'm the one who caused much trouble. I wasn't with my intention to do so, and I've come to beg forgiveness. Oh, I see. As you appear to be genuine in remorse, all I ask is that you refrain from aggressive solicitations, henceforth agreed? Got my word, Kupo. Now that I found a capable Pictomancer, my soliciting days are over. To hear, with that matter settled, I may turn my attention to another situation. So situation might this be? Distressing noise coming from an empty manor in Gentry's ward. Fiends are believed to be haunting the cellar, and the nightly clamors is keeping the surrounding residents awake. Fiends, you say? If y'all will hear them. Remember, it is the spirit of the Pictomancer to lend a helping hand, to shine the light soul for those in need. This is all a welcome opportunity to put newfound skills to the test. Rest assured, I'll be there to offer sage advice every flapping wing of the way. To offer the aid of is kind indeed, and I will accept it with thanks. The Gentry's ward is situated in the pass up Kalu Falls. Proceed there when you are ready. Let the Pictomancing training begin. You learned the Pictomancer's action and traits at level 80. Alright. The Gentry's wars lies beyond those grades. Are you ready to put your skill to the test, Kupo? Excellent. Time to clear out the manor. I sense monsters lurking below. Before we change and charge it, and allow me to expound upon the fundamentals of Pictomancy. You must first paint a motif on canvas. Only then you can bring it to life. Try making a palm motif. Go on, don't be shy. Now unleash it upon your foes. Magic on the striking dummies and summon the palm muse. Bombs away. Splendid work, Kupo. Give your best wing motif. Invoke the wing muse against a friend. Or striking the dummy. I want you to imagine these muse could accomplish together. By fusing them, you'll give a life to a fantastical Mugo Kupo. Think big, magnificent thoughts, and envision your new friend, Log of the Ages. Excellent. He may not be as winsome as yours truly, but at least he should serve you well enough. Aside from your Moogle, a hammer stamp is an excellent alternative to pummeling foes. I suppose you know, these motifs, Kupo, your allies will thank you, and your enemies won't know what hit them. Getting used to, so feel free to experiment, Kupo. We'll hear when you're ready. Second, it's time we silence that noise. The infestation is worse than I expected. We should clear these ones first. Let's make a lesson out of it. By casting spells of different hues, your palette will begin storing aether. With a sufficiently saturated palette, you may avail yourself to the subtractive palette increased might. Palette will fill to performing a single target combo, targeting and fire and red. Area of effect combos starting with fire 2 and red will also fill the palette gauge. Reaches 50, you'll be able to use subtractive palette. With the subtractive is active, you'll be able to cast stronger Aether Q spells. Natural with that subtractive palette, Kupo. It seems you scared off the stragglers as well. Let's head further in. Now it's an obnoxious noisemaker, Kupo. Since you grasp the basics, I'll leave it to your Pictomancer and show your springing what for. I swear to God, something's wrong with her eyes. Don't feel I knew you make an excellent Pictomancer from the first. Did you really though? Of course I did Moogle's honor. In any case, those clamorous fiends are gone for good. The residents can rest easy once again. Come, let's quit this place. The dampen doesn't agree with my fur. Swear to God, they gotta give like Lalafells better, like more walking animations, even like normal walking animations. Allow me to congratulate you on a successful first outing, Viola. The Pictomancers of Eld will be proud, though you may yet to be a novice of the arts. As a veteran adventurer, you grasp the fundamentals quickly, as well as you should, Kupo. Archon realms don't urge her disciples to roam the stars of their own amusements, you know. She wished for them to intimately understand the wider world, to journey the lands unknown and savor every discovery, to reveal the sensation, emotions, and yes, even in danger. For those experience enriches the palette of the imaginations, making one's Pictomancing of all more vibrant, Kupo. Began to worry and came to see whether it was all well. There hoped you've dealt with the fiends. Wonderful, wonderful. With this, all outstanding matters of concern have been addressed, and all the residents of the Gensi's wards, I too may sleep soundly once more. Both have my heartfelt gratitude. May matrons keep you whatsoever you should go. Do you see how happy we made him? That's the power of Pictomancy for you. This is only the beginning. As part of your training, you and I shall travel near and far, searching for those in need of the Archon realm once did. Mustn't forget our promise either. Before we take the road, I'd like you to see if the locals knew anything about my friend. In the meantime, I bid you dedicate yourself to honing your skills, Kupo. So eyeing on you with approval. See, you've been vigilant in your training field. You more confident than the magic brush on your back and exclude you the aura of proficient Pictomancer. I mean, I was just here. I can rarely tell these things. For once traveled with a pair of Pictomancers after all. Soul crystals used to belong to one of them. In fact, his name was Jaketilakwe. Janqui Tilakwi. Jaquintalakwi. And he was an exemplar of our art. The other was Jaquintilaku apprentice, or Jaquintilaku's apprentice, a girl named Beruru. Despite having seen only 16 summers, she's already an accomplished Pictomancer, and she's the friend of mine who's missing, Kupol. I'm afraid that's not possible. He passed away some time ago. Beruru thought of him as a grandfather. Even now, she must feel so terribly alone. That's why I must find her to make amends. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to learn anything about where she might have gone. But I won't give up. In hopes of picking up Beruru's trail, will retrace my journey with her and aid those in need along the way. Glad you liked the plan. Now you must bundle up extra warmth because our first stop will be in Corthus. Camp Dragon's Head. God, it's cold. Just like when I visited Jaquit Talakwe and Beruru. Beruru has never seen snow before, and she was in the picture of glee. She rolled up the snowball and threw it at me with all her might. Then she threw another and another, and soon I found myself in a dire straits. Oh, I'm in dire straits. What is up with the lighting? Yes, just so I found myself buried in dire straits. Wait a moment, what are you doing here, Mr. Hearer? Well now, a curious confidence that we show path across here. Come to the camp as emissary of Gridania. Alas, the Ishgardian counterparts of who I meet was wounded during the training exercise prior to my arrival. Tend to him as best I could. I'm afraid the outlook is grim. Are his injuries that grave? Well, the injury itself isn't life-threatening. The resulting wounds have soured the poison coursed through his body again, against which my magics were ineffective, and now he burns from a terrible fever. Just this moment, I recall the treatment that would purge the impurities, but it requires a whole of rare heart of beasts, and I have no skills in hunting. That sounds like a job for a promising Pictomancer. If you are here, you can find his heartbeats and take it down for a few swift brush strokes. But aid me again, your kind words know no bound. Be prudent to question the garrison of the heartbeats. The creatures are rare, but the knights may have sighted one during their patrol. Perfect. We'll have the horn ready in no time. Yeah, very welcome here. It's odd that you acquire. See, yours is an elusive quarry indeed. As it happens though, the comrade of mine chanced upon the heartbeats by the steel visual only yesterday. With luck, it will still be near. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to fight on one of these. Oh. Never mind. I mean, I guess I still had to fight. You return, please tell me you obtained the heartbeat's horn. Yes, this is the horn. I cannot thank you enough. Shall use this to prepare the infusion of the ailing knight at once. No sooner did you arrive here that you helped the sullen knee. Well done. I expected to aid the same person twice, but the road is full of surprises and Pictomancers prosper from every experience. The journey is of paramount importance to the Picto. Why is the strongest in helping others? What the fuck, dude? What the hell's going on? Unlike the paint on the canvas, the images of Pictomancers create an ephemeral, yet they make a lasting difference in changing someone's fate of the better. As a medium of magic, a warrior with the power to help, the helping precise what Archon realm intended of our arts to be used for. You've been Ishgard before, yes? Looking back on the first visit, that emotion and sensation that remain with you most strongly. Yours was an endurous journey indeed, Kufa. I can scarcely imagine I now just how difficult your trial must have been, but it's because you've been shown kindness amidst hardship. I think that you are driven to show the same kindness to others. Thank you for sharing this with me, Fiora. To hear this importance to you, it inspires me to be hopeful, Kupal. Now that I did back in Gridania, I'll make inquiries about my friend Beruru. Until the time for a move on, I bid you to keep up your training. God, these flickering, man. Let's examine you a little too closely. Oh, the manly glint in your eye is the missile posture of the ones who has produced too many works in far too little time. I can tell you've been training hard, Kupal. Aurora, too, has burgeoned since last we spoke, lending you the mysterious mane of an artist, undergoing a wild and wonderful evolution. You think I'm making this up, do you? I'm stingering together vaguely relevant affirming words, yet little faith. Thank the matron. Exactly, Kupal. We should thank the matron for all the best to Nofka and her bounties. Well, why are we thanking her? I think the matrons we may speak before they depart. Of course, I have someone here who wishes to express his gratitude. Our Ishgardian friends have made a full recovery, and it is thanks to the horn you brought. Your selfless actions have saved my life. I know not how I can ever repay you. No need for that, Kupal. You see that. To see you hail as whole is repayment enough. I am given to understand that you are searching for someone, a traveling painter. Indeed I am. Her name is Beruru, and she's my very best friend. Moved by your endeavors, I took the liberty of making inquiries among my comrades. Alas, none recall having such an individual. Patrolling the borders of our chief duties, we should have noted in your friend's past, though my apologies could not be of aid. See, still no confirmation that Beruru wasn't here is helpful. So at least I could do for my saviors. Now we must attend our next meeting, but I wish you well on the journeys ahead. Where could Beruru be? I not found any clues here, but with some luck we'll find her at the next destination, Kugane. Getting there, however, will prove a challenge until you visited the Far East before I feel. Wonderful, that makes our lives much easier. Now listen closely. We have a loving crafted and blessing breathable hempen sack. I want you to stuff me inside and teleport me to Kugane with you. Yunin Guasp. It's a well-considered request. While I may not be replete with teleportation anima like you, I can tag along with as one of your belongings. So stuff me in a sack, I can take it. What the fuck? You are now carrying Kupobo-sized sack. It will be prudent to handle your burden at utmost care until such time can reach Kugane. Man, it's literally raining everywhere. The Kupobo size is wiggling rigorously. That was a peaceful nap, that was. So you arrived safely in Kugane. The city is impossibly picturesque as ever. When I first arrived here with Beruru and... I'm just gonna call him Jan. I thought we were in the waking dreams, Kupal. Fastened by the far eastern arts. especially in bright, bold presentation of ukiyo-e prints. It was a treat to view so many pieces up close. What of you, Fiona? What do you call most vividly about your first visit here? So we were Kupo. Everything felt fresh and fascinating. Berudo was so taken to the scenery, she climbed to the highest rooftop she could behold the city in all of its splendor. Immersing herself to the different cultures stirs the heart and broadens the mind like a few other things can. And I like to begin searching for Berudo, and I think the tea houses would be the good place to start. The proprietors ought to be able to strike down this hapless fool. Precisely, Kupo. The perpetrators ought to strike down the hapless... Wait, who's getting struck down? Hold on a minute. It's a soul in need of aid. What troubles you, good sir? Turbulent tides take me. I'm an art dealer in Oda, you see, and I came to Kugan to sell a masterpiece acquired in Zorzia. But nary a day before we arrived, we were engulfed by a terrible storm. Rocked and rolled, and barely able to keep the ships from capsizing, and in the chaos of crate containing the precious pieces was cast into the rolling waves. It's terrible, Kupo. Any chance that it can be found? Assuming it wasn't dragged into the fathomless depths, the sailors tell me that the crate is likely drifted into the Ruby Sea, Confederate waters. No one is willing to go and search for me. Believe your time is shining again, Fiora. You can help this poor fellow, yes? Well acquainted with the pirates, you say? If you could speak with them about my crate, I would be grateful beyond words. Confederate Pirates Sakazuki came to close watch the nearby waters. If anyone can see the crate in question, that would be them. Oh, if it's our friend, and what brings you back to these parts? Business with Rasho and Tansui, perhaps? Crate containing a piece of ore. As a matter of fact, we fished something like that out of the water not long ago. As you well, no, the Ruby Seas are territory, and anything that tides deliver us is ours, right? We cannot just hand it over. So much if having that. That being the case, why don't we make interesting, have a friendly contest for the crate? That's the spirit. We'll make it simple. Hunting ogre crabs. Both sides will get the same amount of bait. The person who catch more crabs is the winner. Always don't rush that one. We have to lay your bait by the shore and dispatch the ogre crab stay. And when there's no bait left, come back and show me the shells you collected from your kills. You brought the shells. I'll take them off your hands then. Winner is... Appears we have a tie. Well, both of you. I'm a Manamura, so the crate's yours. Though it was a friendly game, it was a privilege to go up against you. It'll be used to tell everything about it. Thank you for humoring us. I hope the crate is what the merchant is after. You have returned. Were you able to find my crate? The traders is be praised. This is the very crate I lost and it's still intact. I'm truly a godsend, man. Words fail to express my gratitude. It's impressive indeed that you could track down the crate. Excellent work. Hey, what this crate again? A painting? After you've been at this for so long, I hope you haven't been ruined. Judging by its condition, I want to believe that all is well, but let us see. Don't do that in the rain. Okay, good. Thank the traders, it's unharmed, and thought I packaged it thought I had packaged it excessively. Pluck my palm. That's one of Jack's pieces, Kupo. Oh, you've been keen-eyed indeed. It's the work of the traveling artist painted the winter of his years. I purchased it a few moons ago from a young lady who was his apprentice. Berudu Kupo, I've been searching all over for her. Do you know where she is? She was a friend of yours, I take it? Please, tell me everything you know. Where you met, where she might be now, everything. I don't know how to say this, but from what I've heard, your friend has passed on. I'm too old now to sell a massive trove of Dracula's painting. His works are extremely rare, so it caused quite a stir among the art dealers. Expensive though the pieces were, it didn't take long for her to sell them all. And once she disappeared. Her belongings were apparently stolen in her in-room, and yet there was nary a sign of foul play, and none of them have seen her since, and this rumor she found is quite the place of her life. I knew Jankwood's death's left a void in her heart, but Berudu she couldn't have. This is just a rumor, nothing more. We don't know anything for certain. Forgive me, it was not my intent to cause you distress with these grim tidings. Because of them, in fact, the piece failed to sell in Orzia. Thus did I bring them all the way to the Far East, hoping to find a buyer here instead. Now, it isn't much, but please accept this as a token of my gratitude. With that, I must take my leave for you to meet the prospective client. Wait, what did he give me? I'm sorry, Fiona, you did well, you did. But if you don't mind, I'd like to be alone for a while. Kupo, what is it? kind of you, Kubo. Truth be told, I'm still struggling to come up to terms. Buddha has truly left this world. It means that I wasn't too late, thank goodness. If only, Kubo, if only. Oh, it's you, Mr. Art Dealer. What brings you back to us? Conclude my business here and I shall return to Oda, but before I take ship, I wish to speak with you again. It's plain your friend's fate weighs heavily on your mind. If you wish to know the truth of certainly, I shall be glad to introduce someone who deals in information. Think this person would know what became of Beruru? Oh yes, the man makes his business to know everyone in Oda. At the very least, he should be able to tell you if your friend still lives. So happens to owe me a favor, I shall personally ask him to assist you. Once you arrive in Oda, head to Emerald Avenue and look for... Now then, it's time to board my vessel. Farewell, my friends. Best of luck in your search for the truth. I want to know desperately, but at the time I'm so scared. At the same time, I'm so scared if Beruru really is gone. Shining the light of hope for me, are you? You've grown so much as a Pictomancer. With you, with all my sides, I feel like I'm pressed and face whatever comes. But as head to Ulda will do the same as what during you teleporting back in the sack. That was a lovely one. Just like that, we have arrived. The towering landscape, the dry desert air mingling with the scent of gil. There's no mistaking Ulda. You should find a fellow who deals in information, Kupal. I have the respectable old man there with a grin that does indeed bespeak unwavering confidence. Well, and the pair of art dealers called about. Could tell me who, just like that, you really do know things. Well, true enough. To be fair, I've been blind as a bat to miss a Moogle, traveling with the savior of a bleeding realm and then some. I understand you're looking for a friend? That's right, her name is Beruru, and she has been seen in Ulda. If you know anything about what became of her, you must tell me. Don't get your palms in a twist, I'll oblige your burden's curiosity. It's about half a year past that Beruru came to Ulda. She brought with her 8 paintings she put up for sale. Sold a lot with a matter of weeks, and with a small fortune she made, she went on to brought herself accommodations at the ossuary. Traded it as my furry friend. Now, it bears stressing that being interred in the city is not in expensive proportions. Hardly surprising, given the limited space what's left. But she made the donation to the auctioneering up front in full, and almost most folks never see in their lifetime. That remains a mystery. Her room in the inn was found neat and tidy. You wouldn't have known she's been there if not for some personal belongings she's left behind. Among those, the great interest is set in traveling gear, a coin purse containing the payment of the room, and a letter that she was coming back. Finding all of a bit odd, and innkeeping called the brass blades to investigate, but the evidence led them to conclude that she was voluntarily missing and likely dead by her own hand. That's what they think, but who's to say, eh? There's only one way to be certain, I reckon. According to the priest who oversees burials, Bedou's coffin is stored in Ling's burial chamber over the ossuary. You have to open it up to see what's there, and it isn't with your own eyes. Should go after him. Depending on what's waiting, you'll need support. Hey, you Koopa, will only be a little peek. Making any less of a defilement, we cannot allow you to disturb the dead. The priest says we can't check with his coffin. Please explain the situation to him. So that's a way of it. I'm not unsympathetic to your plight. The coffin may only be opened in exceptional circumstance and with the permission of the family, which you are not. I must leave in peace. I have my hands full with other pressing matters. In order to address the storage of burial space in the same way, we're underway of expanding burial chambers downwards. The excavators inadvertently unleashed a horde of zombies from an unmapped ruin. It's fallen to me to deal with them. Sounds like another opportunity for Fiora to put her Pictomancing to work. You mean the art created by the fabled Archon Realm, who roamed the lands to lend aid on those in need? Other Koopa, the matter at the tomb can wait. Let's tend to these zombies first. Why? I should be more graceful. Zombies have been taken to prowling the Silt's excavation site in central Thailand. Please see those tormented souls finally know rest. It's probably easier that way. The zombies have dealt with. Wonderful. You have my heartfelt thanks, good Pictomancer. While you I spoke further with Kupo about his relationship with Miss Berudu. I understand that they were a family to one another. In light of this and recognition of service, I'll allow you to examine her coffin if you would follow me. This is the one. If you're ready, shall I open it? What? Painting. I can see that, and I recognize it as well. This is final artwork, the Infernal Palace. Why is this painting in the casket? And if Berudu isn't here, then where could she possibly be? Right, no one's in the order knows where she had gone. Several moons ago, Mrs. Berudu come to us unannounced. Is anyone here? Are you come to pay your respects? No, I was told I could purchase a tomb here. Tombs are bestowed upon pious souls who make the donation. Yes. In that case, I will make a donation. My master's painting fetched a high price, so I believe I have sufficient funds. Would it be possible to have that tomb prepared immediately? In that manner, she did secure burial rights. When I was in readiness, she requested a moment alone in the chamber, so I waited outside the entrance. She did not emerge after a time. I went back to check on her, only to find that she was gone. It was only this painting and handwritten note instructing us to enter it. Saying better vanished into thin air. So far as I could tell, as you can see, there's only one entrance to this chamber. I organized a large-scale search, thinking that she might have wandered into the lower levels or even those under excavation, yet we found nothing. At length, the search was called off, and without answers, what else could I do but fulfill her final wish? I placed the painting within the coffin, where it has remained ever since. That is everything I know. I'm sorry I cannot tell you more. And now that excuse me, I must return to my duties. Yes, of course. Come on, then let's head back outside. Entering, painting, and vanishing without a trace. I'm not sure what to make of Beruru's action, Kupo. What about you? Do you have any thoughts? I pray you're right, Kupo. I was terrified that she would be in the casket and relieve my worst fears come to pass, and now I can't help but to wonder. I suppose it's back to the search. I'm going to take some time to ponder things and see if I can think of other leads to pursue. Meanwhile, please continue to train. Think colorful thoughts, keep your brush arms supple, and come to me when you feel its aura has grown further. I can tell you've been applying yourself to your training. Yes, the enigmatic aura of accomplished art is unmistakable. I'm put in mind of as she was in prime pupil. I imagine the great canvas that has yet to receive even a single drop of paint. That, unfortunately, is the state of my search of Beruru. I couldn't find any new clues as to her whereabouts. I'm at a loss to what to do next. To consider what Beruru's objectives might have been. Objective, if I were to even guess, then I think I have no choice but to revisit the events of that fateful day. Let us speak to the very roots of our troubles, an argument that led to Beruru and I going to our separate ways. On that day, the two of us remained in Limsa Liminza after a journey, the first without a Jacklet's company. Old age and long years on the road has taken their toll, and we made the difficult decision to leave him with the care of a sanatorium. The smile on his face as he lay bread and wished us well in our coming adventure, and remained Beruru that she mustn't. Could it be? Yes, it must. It's become part of the painting. I don't blame for being so confused. I promise to make everything clear soon. Must be the best students I have hoped for. You trained diligently, aided those in need, and kept your promise to me. I can't rightly ask more of you, but for this thing I must do, I'm afraid I beg you, lend me your strength one last time. Come and meet me at Jadeite's floor. I'll be waiting. You know. There you are. I know you must have many questions. Allow me to explain everything. Took a few pretty pleases, but I convinced Ossuary Police to let us borrow the painting. Inherited it and the other works of Jonah after he passed away. If I arrangement, Beruru and I had returned to our first journey together, and I said, well, but when we arrived at the sanatorium to see how Jonah had feared for her absence, all that await us for this few paintings and personal belongings. He fell fiend and found his way into the facility a few days prior, thinking to protect his fellow patients. Confront and vanish the beast, but the exorcism proved too much. Buddha and I were devastated. If we only had returned sooner and taken the quick route and not wasted as much time, might still be alive. Such thoughts tormented us, Kupal. Took its hardest for she had lost her only family. She clung to me and wept like a child in her doll, and I, in the moment of the poor judgment, said something foolish. I told her that she needed depend on me so that she could stand on her own 2 feet as a Pictomancer, and that she should. She shoved me away in anger. One unkind word led to another. We shouted at each other until our throats were hoarse. When there was nothing left to say, she stormed off alone, cradling painting in her arms. The rest you know. Sometime after, she journeyed to Oda, sold the painting of the funds to purchase her tomb, and then vanished. For so long, I've been unable to understand what she was thinking, where she might have gone, but the answer was right on our noses. Possessed such vivid imagination that she could bring any of her thoughts to life. This rare gift allowed her not only to create but to reshape. Made her promise that she will never lose her powers to altering the living being. But in her grief, she did just that. She made herself one with this painting. It's hard to believe, I know, but the painting itself tells the tale. Once it extrudes worms and whimsy, now it's enshrouded with a stifling pall of sorrow. Brings me to my request. Using my own magic, I want to enter the painting and say Beruru, but I don't know if I can do it alone. Can I rely upon your aid? Oh, fuck. Painting will be a void with imagination. That's to say anything can happen. So you fully prepared, Kupal. It's a gallery. It's like we made it, Kupal. Grand Cosmos. Is scenery familiar to you? Another world? Mere thoughts of boggles the mind, Kupal. As I recall, I saw this palace in a dream. He was inspired to recreate it on canvas. His arcane affinity allowed him to visit worlds beyond our own in his sleep. Perhaps someone from that world sent him to the visions. We are undoubtedly within the painting. Must be here somewhere. Let's go. Damn, this is kind of unsettling. It's like a big, empty gallery. Too many paintings. I have a bad feeling about this. Idea of a welcome. How about them feel? They were muses given life by Pictomancer. Holy shit. And I encountered a griffin like that in Garabania. There she is. Beruru. It's me, Kupopo. Come for you. Come for me? No one will do that. No one is gone because of me, because I was too late. I wasn't saying that, Beruru. You're not to blame. Even Kupo has abandoned me, my only friend. Wait, what happened? That's true, I'll always be your friend, no matter what. Please come back to me. She belongs to me, and I have and you have no place here. No, you're just a shade born from the imagination. And you shall call me Shade, Bobo. Such insolence cannot be borne. Will never harm Kupopo. A Pictomancer, one of the passions of my soul crystals, no less. An imitation, you are no match for my master, for the masters you aspire to be. Is my own, and it's more than match yours. I'll show you. Bold words, you will soon made to know the true power of Pictomancy. Here, within my masterwork, imagination dictates reality. I shall paint the finishing touches in shades of your terror. to grant you no soul. You did it! Your imagination triumphed over his. Wake up, Berudu. See, that beginning walk animation, I wish that we had that more. Come on now, you stubborn fool. Lalafell, snap out of it. What are you doing here? Bring you back, Kupo. We've been looking all over for you. I never thought that anyone would come after me in this painting. Theo, was it? Thank you for accompanying Kupo on in his journey. Indeed, Master taught me the very same, and I strive to live up to our duty. But why did you enter? What the hell happened? I couldn't save him. I couldn't save the man who raised me. It's not your fault, but even the brightest, most imaginative minds can't predict the future, Scoopo. Why are you even here? I'm trying to be nice after everything you said. My best friend and even abandoned me even I needed you. Told me to make my own way. You know why I said what I said, Kupo. I'm not real no matter how much I wish it. I can't remain by your side forever. Like the jank we defeated, I'm a product of Pictomancer, your imaginary friend, and nothing more. What the fuck? It is uncommon for children to have imaginary friends. They create us in their minds to help cope with their struggles, but children grow up and when they do, we disappear. You don't have to disappear though. I painted you into being my very first creation. Just like I painted Master Jazz, I could fix my mistake and so I wouldn't be alone. What the fuck? Can do wonderful things by bringing our imaginations to life. We bring hope in those in need. This you'll learn throughout her journey. And so did you. No matter how harshly reality may be, a Pictomancer isn't meant to paint over it and escape reality. We're meant to give people the courage to face it. But how can I when those who matter most to me are gone? Perhaps I can find the strength to stand on my own by holding them in my heart. You absolutely will, and you'll be just fine. And I'll take my leave. Man, what the fuck? He was a figment of the imagination the whole time. It was a joy to journey with you. Farewell, Better. You're my dearest friend. You always will be. Damn, that was kind of sad. For all the trouble I caused, thank you for helping Kupopo to find and save me. When you faded away, a warm and comforting aether flowed into my body. The magic I used to create him, I think. In that instance, the moment and memories he shared with you became mine. Shade of the Shroud, the chill of the Corthus, the brilliance of Kugane, the two of you traveled far. Kupo's desperation as he searched for me, he yearned for days on the road with Master Jan. His happiness is at having found a friend in you. But what of you, Fua? How did you find the journey? Oh my god, this story was crazy. Would have been glad to hear that. I am too. It meant a lot to know that someone else will remember him fondly. I saw my first Moogle here, you know, the way it danced through the air, so full of life and joy. What child would have wanted a friend like that? I would create him again, recall the feelings and the image and paint him anew. But I won't, because the two of you taught me parting isn't the end. For everything you've done for both Kupopo and me, I'll set on a journey to as a Pictomancer. Wherever I go, I vow to paint the hope of Master Jan once did, and just as you, I'll continue to do. I'm sure. Oh shoot. Damn, that was a crazy like ending. I did not expect that. Okay, now I gotta try to figure out what's causing all this flickering. And I mean, I would like to do MSQ, but guess that's gonna have to be tomorrow. All right.